I've got maximum turn on this thing. Can you get more? Yeah, probably if you make more room, it can happen. But I've got a lot of turn on this thing, and I'm gonna show you guys how I did it. Let's go. The whole thing about turning is this. You want it to turn sharp. I mean, really, really sharp, right? Now, you do have some clearance issues. As far as like your knuckles got to be ground down, which I did on this one right here. You also have other clearance issues, which deal with this thing like this right here. You get all these into angles. If I can get this shown right here. You start getting into your links and shocks and all that. Well, that's all fine and dandy, because the more steering that is available to us, the more steering that we're going to make room to get. Now, this is the Mias axle. Let's see, you can see the dual U-joints. So this thing is going to get all this turn and be smooth. This is what we've got now. You can look at that versus what we had before. Now, this is a lot. At this point, you really start getting into the shocks and into the links and all that stuff. But man, I also had to, in addition to clearancing these guys right here, I also had to clearance up there where the servo horn is. And that area needed clearancing right here to allow the arm to get all the way into there. And I had to clearance it over here to allow the head of the bolt. Now keep in mind, this is that rather flimsy stock servo horn that comes with it, which it's somehow surviving, and I did have to bend it up to even get clearance for this. So I add a little bit of bend to this right here, but this is pretty darn sharp. I believe that we can actually get 85, 90 degrees turn out of these once these start getting out into more hands and you guys just really start getting crazy with it, because you figure at 90 degrees, these joints only have 45 degrees each. And if you can turn 70 degrees with a single U-joint, that should be easy, really easy. And of course, before we go outside, I know you guys want to see this thing, right? I mean, that is pretty darn good. Now watch this. It doesn't start binding until it hits the shocks and links. Now, you can get away from that with a little bit wider offset of the wheel. I just really am trying to not make this front any wider than it is. It's already at about 10.3 inches wide. So I'd rather not widen it up, but if I put a wider hex on it or something, it'll actually clear this a little bit easier and actually can get sharper turning. However, check this out. Only because it's hitting the shocks. I love this dual joint stuff. Okay, to kick this off, let's do some turning. Now this is with 40% underdrive. You can see that back tire is still kind of spinning. So some of you guys running like more than 40% would actually get better turn right here. I do believe with the positioning of my shocks and all that, I think I'm about maxed out for what I can do with this particular setup. If the shocks, now as time goes on and we get these axles and everything, move the shocks up to here, and then we can do some custom turning on the links and chassis movements and all that. Guys, I really think we can get 80 degrees out of these axles. I mean, I really think we can, and we can have it smooth. Look. It's not jumping, hopping, bouncing. That's amazing. With extreme steering throw comes extreme control. And that's exactly what you want when you're crawling, especially when you're competing. You want to be able to push that front end, bring that thing right on around, and make that thing pull. And if you really get it right, if you really get it right, it just might do a little hawk to it and get on that thing. Sorry, I don't know why. Oh, man. All right, let's see if we can make a good hard turn right here. Look at this right here. Yeah, if it had like 60% underdrive or some crazy number like that. Now look at this. Smooth and control across that. That's a big deal when it comes to steering. And I know everybody's like, man, I got my axles turning, you know, this, that, blah, blah. Well, you know, times they are a-changin'. And this is the change that we needed, especially in steering. Now, I gotta tell you, I'm in love with the dual steering. Upgrade RC, if you got a 10-3 axle, bolt right in and you're good to go. I've already showed that. Muse has all kinds of setups for these type of axles and stuff like that, so it's just a matter of time before this makes it into, you know, normal full scale production. Wow, I was actually hung on the axle stud of the rear axle. I mentioned that. Man. Oh, look at that pull right here. This thing is just about ready to start taking on some of my other trucks. It really is. And I gotta tell you, this thing is tough. This thing is accurate and it's deadly. One of the things I find absolutely amazing is being able to crawl up fall time. Being able to crawl up fall time is something I never thought I would be seeing out of a quote-unquote scale truck. But apparently, you know, it's doable. The steering is tight. The truck performs exceptionally well. And honestly, I got to tell you, I think it's ready. And I think its first major competitor going to be the VRD. They're both on the same tires. This one has pro codes in the front. This one has inserts in the front. Actually, this one has cheat codes front and rear on it, and this one has pro codes. But yeah, I think it's time. But that's for another video. This thing right here, turning sharp. If you have more underdrive or more overdrive on your vehicle, it would not have done that. It would actually pull it even tighter. But I love how it's so smooth on the steering. That's a big deal. Guys, check that description. Use those links. Hit that subscribe, ring that bell. You guys go out and have a great day.
If you're still watching, you are top shelf. You are the cream of the crop, the pick of the litter. You are phenomenal. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. It means a lot to me. Now, down below, there are links for the products you see. Also for channel memberships, if you guys want to be a part. Channel members get early viewing on pretty much everything that I can. So, guys, check that description. There's a lot of info down there. Thank you all for watching.